So I'm here at Best Buy today. We're going through different types of antennas and how easy it is to set up for you to get free TV. During this process of Nexstar, the parent media company that owns many local stations across the country, as well as DirecTV and AT&T, some viewers have experienced blackouts as those negotiations go on. But what some forget is how easy it is to get free TV. So we're going to walk through that process of how to actually what type of antennas there are out there, their different functions, features, what may work out for you as the viewer depending where you live, as well as all the way through to how to actually set it up. So we're here, we're going to go through that whole process today, so stick around and let's do it. So I'm here with AJ from the Geek Squad. Now AJ, somebody wants to come in, they want an antenna, what is step one?
Yeah, so step one is going to be kind of picking out which antenna is going to be best for you in your particular area. There's a couple things to take into consideration right away. First of all being, are you going to go for what's considered a digital flat antenna or your old school rabbit ears, if you will, right? So there's a few options that still have your wires coming up out the back. Most people go to the aesthetic simplicity of a flat antenna these days. It just cleaner and works into your home a little bit better. The other thing to consider is the range. How far is that antenna ultimately going to work for you, or how far is it going to pick up on that signal? And lastly, is it amplified or not? Meaning, does it plug into the wall to help improve how well it pulls that signal in, specifically within that particular range that it does work. In terms of what makes one better than the other, it really just comes down to, are they amplified or they non-amplified? Non-amplified antennas, again, not going to be as efficient as your amplified. From a brand perspective, it's what do you prefer? What have you had good luck with in the past? As best you can, I would recommend that you keep it closer to an exterior wall or window, particularly facing the tower that's within your area if you can, again, to help with just pulling that signal more effectively. You can realistically put it anywhere within the home, but on those interior walls, basements, other places that may already inhibit the antenna signal from getting there, it can potentially lead to not as good of a signal overall. So closer to an exterior wall or outside if you do the exterior ones are only going to help draw that signal in more effectively. So I can tell you what most of our customers ultimately purchase in the end, and it comes down to some of the returns we've taken and other feedback from other consumers. The most popular antenna that we sell is going to be the Mohu Leaf down here, the Leaf 50. So the range is going to be about 60 miles. So I know that most of the consumers in the Green Bay area are going to be well within that, just based on tower location.
Even into the valley and all that. Yeah.
That's correct. But the big thing we see with this guy being that it is an amplified antenna then, and a slim, sleek design to it, most consumers like the way that it fits into their current scheme of everything. And then performance-wise, having it be amplified allows you to pick up on the signal really, really effectively. So.
Okay, perfect. Let's go figure out how to set this up.
Perfect. In this case, we have just the RF or coaxial connection, as it's known as, and that's what we're ultimately going to be plugging into the television today. So when you're taking a look at the back of the TV, you're looking for your old school tuner here, your antenna cable connection it may be labeled as, and what we're going to be doing is just taking that coaxial connection and trying to line up the little pin in the inside with the pin here, and it's just going to screw on righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, just like anything else. And once we get it on there and have a nice durable connection where we can give it a tug and not have it come away, that's how you know it's been secured to the television. And once that's done, you can go about the channel scan process to actually tune the antenna for the TV. So step 3 is going to be running the auto channel scan to configure the antenna for the television. A couple of things to note. First of all, there'll be an input button on your remote control. Make sure that it's set to TV as opposed to any of the other HDMI inputs, otherwise the selection won't show up. From there you'll hit your menu button and you'll be looking for the channel selection. It may say broadcast as well, depending on who your TV manufacturer is. Under channels, you're going to go in and you'll find the auto channel search or auto scan options. This is going to make it as easy as it can for setup because the TV and antenna are just going to do their own thing in the background. The biggest thing to make sure is that you select antenna. Since we're cutting the cord, we won't have that cable coming from the wall or the satellite or cable box any longer. So we'll go up and select antenna and hit OK. And from there, the TV is going to take anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes or so, possibly a little longer, to run through and scan for those different channels. And once that's been completed, you'll see some numbers begin to populate under digital and analog, just like we've seen here. That indicates the TV just found 4 digital television stations that can be broadcasted then. If you do have other components that are hooked up to the TV, whether it's a cable box, a Blu-ray player, a gaming console, or any other things that you'd like to use with it, you can easily toggle back and forth between the television antenna and those different sources. Again, that'll be your input or your source button on the remote control, depending on your TV manufacturer. It won't allow me to show you right now, as it is ultimately scanning, but if you were to hit that selection, it would populate that menu we saw before with your different HDMI selections, and you could choose those different devices to toggle back and forth between them.